Hi, I'm Jenny with The Forest Daisy. In this video, I have some Halloween DIYs. Please subscribe to my channel for more crafting and also let me know in the comments what your favorite Halloween candy is. My personal favorite is Twix. I started off by painting a blank pumpkin cutout that I got from Dollar Tree with some orange paint. I only painted one side and then I brushed brown paint around the stem. Then I cut the words Happy Halloween on some vinyl using my Cricut machine. I messed up on the measurements, so I had to separate the words when I was transferring them onto the pumpkin, but it still ended up fitting. This house sign was also from Dollar Tree, and I added wood glue and hot glue to the back of the pumpkin, then placed that in the center of the house. I also made a bow with some ribbon that I got off of Amazon and glued that onto the pumpkin. My stepdad cut out wooden witch hats for me to make shelf sitter decor. I split them into groups and painted them orange, purple, and black. When the paint dried, I cut strips of ribbon that came from Dollar Tree and I glued the ends around the hat and added different pieces of greenery and fall colored pip berries. I had some pieces of a cinnamon broom that fell off, and I decided to use that for a mini witch's broom. So I grabbed a small wooden dowel and gathered pieces of the sticks until I had enough to wrap around the dowel. Then I tied it all together with jute string and trimmed down the long pieces so that it looked more neat and uniform. I also decided to make a broom with jute string. I wrapped some around my fingers about 25 times, then cut the bundle and also cut a small piece of string to tie through one end of the bundle. Then I cut the opposite end so that the pieces would be separated, and I put hot glue around the dowel and put the jute string over the glue. Then I tied another piece of string around the top part and cut the ends to make it look like a broom. I used some black chalk paint to cover a piece of wood that I had in my craft stash. Then I found an image on Cricut Design Space that says, "Broom parking only, all others will be towed." And I made a stencil by weeding out the words and images. And then I used transfer tape to place the stencil onto the wood. I used white, orange, and green paint so it wasn't all one color, but it still kept the Halloween vibe. And I removed the vinyl stencil and it peeled some of the wood and paint off, and I did do some touch-ups, but I also liked how it gave it sort of a worn, rustic look. This mini wreath frame came in a pack of 2 from Dollar Tree. I glued some black and white plaid ribbon to the frame and wrapped it around until it was completely covering the wire. I hot glued the leaves onto the bottom of these black and purple Dollar Tree flowers, and I added those around the frame until it was completely filled. These glittery spiders and black plastic sprigs were also part of the flower bunch, so I took those off of the stems and glued the spiders to the flowers and then placed those sprigs in between the flowers to add something extra. Lastly, I painted 7 small wood rounds that I ordered off of Amazon. They are a pack of ornaments, but I painted these with Waverly chalk paint in the color pumpkin that I got from Walmart, and I turned the wood rounds over and glued some wire along the wood rounds so that it would keep all of them connected like a wreath. Then I cut pieces of some scrap ribbon and glued that over the wire to add some extra security and keep it from falling off. And I turned the wreath back over and used black paint pens and markers to draw jack-o'-lantern faces onto the wood. And I also cut pieces of orange twine string and made bows and glued those over the holes that were on each of the rounds. And then I used some spiderweb print ribbon from Dollar Tree to make a hanger.